Hey everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the IDEAfit Pro Show. I'm Madeline McCormick, IDEA's Digital Marketing Manager, and today's co-host for the second live episode of the IDEAfit Pro Show. Today we're covering the all-new IDEA Mentorship program, IDEA Education and IDEA Events coming up, including revealing the dates and location for 2025 IDEA World. So this is an episode we hope you'll stick around for. We have many guests coming on, including a few trivia questions to answer and a big secret to share. Before we welcome our guests in, I'd like to introduce my co-host. Amy Boone Thompson is the owner and CEO of IDEA Health and Fitness Association and the chair of World Active. She's at the forefront of driving positive change in the global fitness community with a passion for empowering others and fostering global collaboration. Amy's vision and leadership continue to inspire and elevate both individuals and the industry as a whole. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you. I was so glad to be here.
No, I'm so excited that we could return for a second episode about a month later and talk a little bit more about some of the events coming up. We talked about them a little bit in our last episode, but today we're really going to dive deep and we're going to share a really exciting announcement and secret with our members and our audience today.
Yes, I can't wait.
Me either. Here, let's dive in. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the show today. We are bringing on the program administrators, 2 of 3 program administrators for our IDEA mentorship program, our all new mentorship program. We're talking today about its mission, its vision and values, expected timeline for 2025, and what mentors and mentees can expect from their participation and getting involved in this right now. We're also going to hear from IDEA's VP of Operations, Phil Malavenda, everybody's favorite, talking about our IDEA fitness education and course content and how our new platform is supporting fitness professionals along their continuing ed path. We're also going to bring on IDEA Director of Events, Matt Taylor. We could not make the announcement about 2025 IDEA World without Matt Taylor. So we're looking forward to talking to him a little bit more about our events, about IDEA World, celebrating that. We've got the IDEA Personal Trainer Institute Virtual coming up on November 8th and 9th, and the 2025 IDEA and ACSM Health and Fitness Summit, March 7th through 9th in Denver, Colorado. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. As I mentioned before, we're sprinkling in a little bit of IDEA trivia, some questions for our audience today to see what they know about IDEA World and its history before our big reveal. So all of that said, and without further ado, I would love to introduce our first 2 guests, Debbie Bellinger and Dr. Erin Nitschke, who are our IDEA program administrators for the IDEA Mentorship Program. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Madeline.
Absolutely. For everyone watching today, I just want to give a little bit of background on Debbie and Erin's experience in the fitness industry. Getting to know these 2 incredible and powerhouse women in front of us right now. Debbie Bellinger is the founder and the CEO of DB Fitness and Wellness Solutions. She has an extensive background as SVP of Healthy Living for the South Florida YMCAs, 23 years as the Director of Wellness for 2 hospitals in the Southeast in the medical wellness, corporate wellness, and community wellness and fitness fields. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you.
And Dr. Erin Nitschke, she is an ACE health coach, a fitness nutrition specialist, a therapeutic exercise specialist, and a PN1 health and human performance specialist. She's a college professor, a fitness writer, a mother, and a passionate fitness professional. So I want to welcome Erin to the show as well.
Thank you, Madeline.
Absolutely. So as I mentioned before, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the details in this mentorship program. This is the first time that our IDEA audience is really hearing about the mentorship program, and this really unique experience is giving them the opportunity to hear it from the people who created it. So I want to start with either, Debbie or Erin. What is this program and how and why was it started? And Amy, you can chime in anytime as well.
Great question, Madeline. I guess I'll kick things off and then kick it over to you, Debbie. So it really started as just a passion project. All of us involved, Dr. Darian Parker can't be here tonight, but we think back to all the years we've spent in the industry and how different our experiences would have been had we had some sort of mentor or guide We would have taken fewer U-turns. We probably would have made fewer mistakes, and maybe not struggled as much and achieved some goals a little bit earlier. And so it's really about trying to elevate the industry and the standards of the industry, but kind of help each other along. It's tough for new professionals to come out, and once they get certified or they graduate with some sort of educational background, what do they do next? That's like a big question that I hear from my students, and there really isn't, a formal bridge to close that gap and to help people stay in the industry and do something they're passionate about, because they kind of end up floating on an island by themselves. And so our hope was to stop that, essentially.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Debbie.
Yeah, I think just to emphasize, the idea came from 3 professionals who saw the need for filling a gap. And I think we're getting really good feedback out of the gates to validate that need. So we're excited to share the concept and partner and get this thing going.
Absolutely. And just to end that question and those sentiments from both of you, I want to throw this over to Amy, because IDEA is a big part of this, Amy. So not only do we have these incredible fitness leaders joining us, partnering with us in alignment for this project, but what does it mean for IDEA to pioneer something like this?
Yeah, well, so first, IDEA has had a career discovery track. We have lots of information available to our members about how to find different career paths in the industry. But we had been embarking on an opportunity to update that, because a lot has changed in the last 3 to 5 years. So while we were contemplating how do we update our career discovery track, how do we make it more relevant, more fresh, Debbie and Darian and Aaron came to me and posed this idea and concept they had developed. And so it was really perfect timing. Both Debbie and Darian are IDEA award recipients. And so we knew that also IDEA is probably the strongest brand to bring this to market, because we work with all certified professionals, not one entity over another. And so it really felt like the perfect platform for the mentorship. And again, it was something that was important to us to refresh and make sure that it's timely and relevant, and that we're meeting professionals where they are and helping them find various pathways into the industry.
Yeah, definitely. I think that just echoes what both Debbie and Aaron have shared today. I want to ask the group, what can mentors and mentees expect from their involvement in this program? Because this is a 2-sided program. So I want everybody listening today to understand that not only can they get involved as someone seeking, as you mentioned, Aaron, that career pathway or that career advice, but someone who's interested in helping someone along the way can also be involved and maybe find that additional element that's fulfilling to them in their career. So I want to open that up to all of you and see, what can people expect?
Debbie, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so we're thrilled to share that we have done an initial survey with well over 260 responses. It's amazing, the engagement. With that, we're going to take what we've learned from the data and the areas of interest for both mentors and mentees. And those areas of interest are business practices, specializing in a niche, social media management, programming skills, and tools and resources for career mapping, next step kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So it's very exciting, because in the call to action, within the survey, there's a lot more nuggets in there that we can share. But the idea is to build a program where a mentee, and that can be a new student, an individual who is changing career paths, maybe is upon retirement going more into the fitness passion that they've wanted to do, and basically upskill. So we can then match the right mentor based on skill set to support that mentee. And we're looking at a pilot to go live in the month of November. And the traction has been really exciting. It's going. And then upon gathering more data from the pilot, we'll refine the model, what we anticipate to offer early 2025. So basically it's quality matching with leaders in industry to take care of individuals, no matter the stage of their career or second career, to support them in what it is that they need.
That's so great. I am really looking forward to what's to come in 2025 and in the end of 2024 to 25, which leads me kind of to my next question. What's the roadmap? What's it look like? What can people expect?
So really, after we gather this feedback from the pilot, and again, like Debbie mentioned, the traction is amazing. I mean, it's a good thing there are three of us that are kind of holding hands and lifting this up and really kind of gathering this information. So once we do that, we will certainly refine it, and then we hope to go live launch early in 2025, and that will involve some different features. So there will be a group session. So we plan to have about 12 group sessions a year, one a month. And we will have certain guest speakers, and we've queried our mentors and found out like their specific niches and interest areas and kind of where they can lend the most expertise, and invite them to the platform to be able to share their knowledge. And part of it is also lifting up the great people we have in this industry and allowing them a platform to share their knowledge in a space that really is ultimately about community. And then there will be an option for that individual coaching where, as Debbie mentioned, we'll like quality match people. So if somebody is interested in business, we've got all of these mentors. We've also asked individuals how much time they would want to have mentoring throughout the month. So that gives us an idea of who to match with who based on skill set and time available. So again, early 2025, after we make some good refinements to the program once this pilot ends in December.
That sounds amazing. I think that this offers a lot of opportunity for fitness professionals to not only get involved more deeply in the industry that they love, but also to get involved with an organization that so deeply tries to support them in these kinds of capacities. So this partnership is really exciting, not only for IDEA, but for the industry as a whole. I would like to offer the last couple minutes of our time together today to explore that a bit. Why is this so important for the industry right now? We can assume people are looking for leadership, they're looking for mentorship, and you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I want to expand on that with our remaining time.
Sure, great question. Why it's so important. I think, we're all kind of working towards the same goal, really, but doing so individually. We're hoping to take care of our clients, help them achieve their best selves, help them achieve goals. And we kind of chip away at it individually. And we all run up against barriers and challenges and struggles. And sometimes we don't know how to navigate those, and we may not know where to look. And so really it's honestly about that community and linking arms to accomplish that goal. We just do it a little bit differently, but we can all elevate the industry together. And when we do that, we elevate that client experience. And that's really leveling up your game for both the client and the professional. So I think that's one reason it's so important, because we have a lot of hard work to do. The work we do is serious. The role we play in people's lives is serious, and it's tough. And sometimes you just need that tribe to go along with you and help solve that issue, or just make you better, challenge you even.
Yeah. I would add, Erin, we've seen a lot of fitness manager roles being eliminated, Group X roles being eliminated. People don't have leadership in their organizations to guide them, to steer them, to elevate them. The continuing education that's being offered by organizations, sadly, is non-existent, I should say. So what we're hoping to do through this mentorship, again, is pair people either in a group or one-on-one to really get that coaching. But also we want to leverage all of IDEA's subject matter experts, all of our articles, all of our courses. We want to provide a learning pathway. It's not just the coaching session, but we're hoping to point individuals to additional learning throughout their experience so they can continue to learn and grow. So again, I think now is the time more than ever to have an internship with so many leadership roles being dissolved in our space.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And Debbie, I just want to offer the opportunity for you to provide any or offer any final thoughts if you wanted to do so.
Thanks, Madeline. Yeah, I would add, I think Amy is 1,000% right. It is time now, because if we do not elevate as an industry, we are going to be left behind, because it is changing so dramatically. and we need to upskill. What we've learned to do, how we've come through different degrees, undergrad, graduate certifications, the industry is fast right now. And with digital and AI and weight loss medications, convergence of different disciplines, I see medical and fitness, there's a lot of opportunity to really shine and fill gaps to affect lives in America to better health. And I do think creating better leaders with a strong organization like IDEA is the magic. I think this is it. So that's what I would add.
That's so wonderful. IDEA is the magic. I love it.
Yes.
As we Perfect. Well, thank you again so much for your time, both Dr. Aaron and Debbie. I want to also shout out again, just Dr. Darian, because he is a big part of this project as well. We look forward to all of the things that you're going to be working on with this program, the pilot, the launch in 2025. This is just another part of, again, those fitness professional resources that IDEA offers, because as we're going to continue into this episode talking about, IDEA is here, and we're listening to our audience, and we're listening to the industry, and we're creating things. We're forming partnerships and alliances that will hopefully accomplish all of the things that we've been talking about today. So I want to thank you both for joining us, and let you hop off before we transition for some trivia. So enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you both so much.
Yes, you can visit the link below, ideafit.com/mentorship program, to find out more information about that. We have both a form for individuals interested in the mentorship and individuals interested in being a mentee. So, both sides of that. That was such a great conversation, Amy. I love having, these people do this work for us. With us.
I'm thrilled to work with Darian and Debbie and Aaron on this project. We've been working together now since before IDEA World. We did a focus group at World. We've been meeting weekly to prepare for this program, and we're just really excited of how it's going to impact the industry. I saw we had a question come in about, can I be a mentee and a mentor? And the answer is absolutely yes. In fact, we have, surprisingly, a lot of people who are some of our subject matter experts who present at IDEA have raised their hand and say, listen, I have some gaps in my learning and I want to be a mentee as well. So depending on the subject, you might be an expert in one thing, but you have a lot to learn in another, and absolutely you can be both.
Fabulous. That's such a great thing for professionals who are in many different roles, as we've been able to identify over the last, couple of years. Yeah. We have a trivia question that I want to pull up on the screen here and give people the opportunity to answer. So as we bring that up, I want you to channel your inner Jeopardy and get ready for some IDEA World trivia. IDEA was once an acronym. What does IDEA, each letter in IDEA, stand for? I think we're getting some comments coming in, but the answer to this question is the International Dance Exercise Association. So way back in the time that I'm not going to say because that's the next trivia question, way back when IDEA was first formed, group exercise was all the rage. You were either, in the bodybuilding camp or you were in the Richard Simmons dance exercise camp. And IDEA definitely was capitalizing on that with the International Dance Exercise Association. Thank you to our producer for putting that question up on the screen and the answer for everybody. I want to transition now into our next segment with our VP of Operations, Phil Malavenda. Welcome, Phil, to the IDEAfit Pro Show. Here he is.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Glad to be here.
We're so happy to have you, Phil. And I just want to give a brief introduction to who you are to our audience and to those who may not know you as a familiar face. Although I know many met you at Idea World in the last 2 years at least. Phil Malavenda is the VP of Operations here at Idea Health and Fitness Association. He's a marketing and technology executive with over 20 years of experience driving revenue growth and building high-performance teams. He leads Idea initiatives to enhance member experiences and fuel our business expansion. With expertise across B2B and B2C sectors, he specializes in aligning technology and marketing strategies for sustainable growth, which leads us into talking about what we've been doing with our education specifically over the last 2 years. It seems like you were cut from a cloth right for this role to grow our brand and our organization. So for anyone listening who may be new to Idea or considering becoming a member of our community, what continuing education does Idea offer, and how does that content support today's fitness professional?
Sure, thanks. Great question. Yeah, IDEA has an extensive education database featuring over 800 courses approved by, the leading certifying agencies with expert presenters, cutting-edge content, and high-quality information. So you could be looking for courses to meet CEC requirements or to enhance your skills, or you're just ready to explore a new industry specialization. We've got everything there in our database. So our database also includes courses on crucial and emerging topics for fitness professionals, like the best practice for launching, growing, and maintaining a successful health and fitness career. But there are other ways to access education and CECs. Members have access to IDEA's award-winning fitness journal digital magazine. Each edition includes CEC-eligible quizzes. They're produced and delivered to your inbox quarterly. And we have access, and members have access to decades of archived magazine content going back decades, right? We also have ways you can earn education or earn CECs through our events. Matt's going to talk a lot about our events later. But Idea World, Idea ACSM Health and Fitness Summit coming up in March. And then PTI Virtual is coming up in just a couple of weeks, where you can access for 2 days. You're going to interact with our presenters, and then you have on-demand access to those sessions for almost a year. So it's a really good opportunity to learn at your own pace. We're excited to announce that. There are other additional content and formats that we heard that our members wanted. We've got a searchable article library with thousands of amazing science and fact-based articles and content. We have webinars, ebooks, podcasts, and newsletters, all of which contain just an immense amount of valuable information, regardless of where you are in your fitness journey. We have something for everybody.
That's great. And it's true. We have truly something for everybody. I mean, we have topics from HIIT to yoga to functional training, nutrition. And I know that in the last year, we've kind of reformatted that database that you were talking about, re-platformed it to make it more user-friendly, to make it more adaptable. Also, as you mentioned, we've been listening to our fitness pros to find out what it is that they need. So that said, what was the intention for those changes to the re-platform, and how has member experience improved since then?
Sure. So back in January 2023, IDEA began auditing our technology platforms to determine if we would support the successful career growth of today's IDEA member and our industry. And as we all know, our industry is constantly evolving and adapting to new technology, training techniques, and trends. So IDEA wanted to invest in our platforms that would allow us the scalability and the growth with the intention of creating an easy and intuitive user experience. So then we reached out to our members and other industry experts to gather feedback and insight to help us create a roadmap that would be the next generation of IDEA platforms and products and services. So I want to run through a couple of the platform changes and updates. So one, a new learning management system. This learning management system now supports scalability and growth. It simplifies the search, enrollment, taking, and completing of courses. We provide a personalized dashboard so that you can manage your courses and your certs. And while membership is not required to purchase courses or to participate in this, there's a tremendous amount of value in being a member within our education space. Our IDEAfit Plus membership is an all-inclusive membership where IDEA courses and CECs are all included, and there's significant discounts on those third-party courses. It's just, and what we've learned is that our users are more engaged, they can find what they need, and they're more willing to come back and to get access to all of the other wonderful education and content that we've got. The next platform that we are in beta with is a business membership. And so organizations with one or more locations can purchase membership licenses or seats and manage their team's education and activity. They can assign courses and tasks to their trainers. We give them robust reporting and analytics that are reflective of their trainers' activity and where they are in their course progression. They can message between staff, and they can also get bulk discounts on some of our events. The third platform that we're super proud of is Fitness Connect 3.0, which is our partnership with Cover Me Fitness. Simplifying everything, it's a trainer directory and recruiting and subbing application. So for trainers looking for employment or sub opportunities in their communities, they can update their profiles. We will verify their credentials, certification, education, insurance, and then expose them or get them within a community so that owner and operators can build communities, access and connect with qualified, verified fitness trainers looking to sub or to get hired. The platform manages communication, manages scheduling, and the payments. If you're interested in following up on this, please connect with one of us and we'd be happy to show you a demo of the product. And then finally, somebody snuck in and got it, is the mentorship program. We are supporting Aaron, Debbie, and Darian on this absolutely incredible program to give back to the community, to share what we've learned as mentors back to those that are just getting into the business or thinking about getting into becoming a fitness professional. That we have solutions that if they're existing, they've got an existing business and they've run into a challenge that they just need some support. This is what that's there for. We're going to have group sessions, private sessions, so we really have something for everybody, regardless of what obstacles they're trying to rectify. And again, all of this is available in a demo. Certainly just reach out to any one of us and we'd be happy to show you and run it through.
We absolutely would. And right before we wrap up your appearance with us today, Phil, I just want to ask you, from your perspective, and all of this said, how in your own words, how is IDEA listening to the industry and adapting to change to continue supporting its fitness professionals?
Yeah, it's a super important question. We could go and say we know everything. And one thing I've learned in my career is that you don't know anything unless you ask the people that are using your products or services or engaging with your company. And I think we demonstrated that, especially recently in what we've been developing and creating. The team at IDEA has been wonderful in not just sitting on what they think they know, but really reaching out to our members, reaching out to other subject matter experts in the industry, and just listening and learning, understanding where their pain points so that we can develop and create products and services that fit their needs. And I will say, with Amy at the helm and her deep-rooted involvement in the industry and her role as chair of the World Active Council, the industry is constantly innovating, evolving to provide members in the industry with the most effective and relevant technology, education, content, products, and services. And all of this is why, when we now consider new tech or platforms, we're always focused not only on the now, but almost more so, how scalable is it for the future? So that's sort of our motto. We don't sit on our laurels. We don't say, hey, this product's going to be good for the next 10 years. We know that it needs to change tomorrow. So we need platforms that are there to support that growth and trajectory.
Yes. Go ahead, Amy.
Yeah, I just want to jump in and publicly thank you, Phil, for driving all of this innovation with IDEA. Truly, Phil and I came to the organization around the same time. So we're like brothers and sisters in the organization, driving all of our goals forward. But truly, a lot of things that we once thought were where the company needed to go ended up being a complete change of direction when we really listened to the members and really put our ear to the ground and heard what was happening. So you have been instrumental in leading all of this innovation. And I just want to thank you for sitting beside me and helping me with driving the company forward.
I appreciate that. You've been a great partner in this, and I learn a lot from you every day. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the entire IDEA team.
Yes.
We've got a great team who is lockstep in our ideas and believe in what we believe in, and with a passion, so that you can see that in our work and what we execute and what we deliver. So I'm only as good as the team, and I think we all feel like that. So we're very proud of the team in general. But thank you for the kudos. I appreciate it.
I feel like I've just been privy to like this beautiful moment that I hope everybody on the call feels the way that I do right now.
If you have been in those conversations Amy and I have been in for the last 5 years, you'll understand.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what is so great about, you know, my saying that. I hope you take it as a compliment instead of anything but. You know, I agree that, you know, everybody on the team feels that way about this organization and about being a part of this team. And so it's just a wonderful thing to see leadership that offers that kind of reciprocity and respect to one another. And that's how we carry IDEA forward, because, you know, the ship is only as good as its captain. So that said, that said, Phil, we want to thank you for joining us on the show today. Please visit ideafit.com/fitness education if you're interested in learning a little bit more about the education that we offer through our membership or our fitness professional events. You can do so there. Thank you so much again, Phil, for your time and for your energy.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Hope that you'll stay on for our big announcement. We're getting a little bit closer to doing that, announcing the dates and location for 2025 IDEA World. And I'm noticing that we're getting a little bit more traction on our live as we get closer. Our audience is anticipating it.
I know it's coming.
We'll hop in at the end. We do have one more trivia question. So our next trivia question for the show today is: in what year was the first ever IDEA World or IDEA gathering of fitness professionals, as IDEA World may not have been the name at that time? So the answer that I almost revealed earlier is 1984. So the first IDEA gathering was in 1984. It was here in San Diego, right, Amy?
I believe so, but I would love to hear from people in the chat. Did anyone attend that event? I personally did not, but I'm sure we have people viewing who may have attended.
I'm sure we do. I'm sure we have. I mean, I know that we have people who have been to 20 plus IDEA World events. You know, we've been doing IDEA World for more than 40 years. And if anybody knows the answer to this, consider yourself, give yourself a little pat on the back. You can consider yourself an IDEA expert. But about how many people attended that first conference? We have about the answer to that. You can play. Our producer Alyssa is behind the scenes organizing that. But the answer to that question is about 600 fitness professionals attended that conference. And since then, IDEA World, as we know, has only grown into the thousands, you know, touching the lives of fitness pros all over the world.
Incredible.
Yeah. So that said, we're bringing someone onto the show next that has all of the Idea World experience, from the loading dock of the trucks to the director's chair. I want to introduce Idea Director of Events, Matt Taylor, to the show today. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Internet.
I want everyone to know that Matt reluctantly, although happily and kindly and politely, accepted our invitation to join us on the show today. So thank you so much for being here. I know that your time and energy is so valuable as we're planning for so many upcoming events and prepping for this huge announcement of ours. So that said, I want to introduce the audience to our Idea Director of Events, Matt Taylor. He is an experienced event management professional with more than a decade of success leading major industry conventions, handling logistics, negotiations, and cross-team coordination. Here at Idea, he has managed employees, volunteers, vendor relationships, and event finances. Outside of work, he enjoys traveling, hiking, surfing, and spending time with his wife and golden retriever. That was on LinkedIn, so I hope you liked it.
I wrote it, so I hope so.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. I know I've said that about 5 times. We're talking a little bit about our events. I know everybody is eager to hear the date and location for 2025 Idea World. We're going to hold on to that secret a little bit longer and talk a little bit more first about some of the events. Going in order of those events coming up, we've got the Idea Personal Trainer Institute Virtual. Tell us a little bit more about that event. What is it? When is it? Who can participate? All of the important details.
Sure. Excuse me. Idea Personal Trainer Institute Virtual. It's coming up in just a couple of weeks. It takes place on Friday, November 8th and Saturday, November 9th. And we've put together an awesome list of speakers and sessions that touch on a wide range of topics that personal trainers encounter on a daily basis. From nutrition to business management, how to enact behavior change in your clients, and even how AI is working its way into our industry and can be used to save time and money. Attendees can speak to presenters live without disrupting the flow of the presentation, which is a really unique online experience. One of the aspects that sets the event apart is all attendees have access to the sessions on demand for nearly a year after the event ends. So people can go back, revisit the sessions, and really take their time with each one. We know there's a lot of information thrown at people during an event, and it can be hard to retain everything in real time. So we love this added benefit. We haven't done a virtual event since 2021, and we're excited about the ability to get our content in front of a global audience and bring our amazing presenter faculty into the homes of personal trainers while limiting the time they need to be away from their clients.
Yeah, and that's something we definitely talk about a lot. Thank you for sharing the overview. If you missed it, Idea Personal Trainer Institute Virtual, November 8th and 9th. You can register for that now. Early bird pricing is available through November 6th. So make sure that you register. And to what Matt said, you'll have access to this programming through next year, through next fall. So if this is something that you feel like, okay, during November 8th and 9th specifically, I won't be able to make it, but you still want to participate. This is something we've never offered before. Am I correct in saying that? This kind of unique virtual experience with that on-demand access. So this is something you're going to want to be a part of, especially if you are an Idea PTI fan, which I know we have many out there.
Yes.
The next event that is coming up following PTI Virtual is our 2025 IDEA and ACSM Health and Fitness Summit, happening March 7th through 9th in Denver, Colorado. Again, Matt, tell us all of the important details. Who, what, when, where, why. Take it away.
Sure. Health and Fitness Summit is a joint event Idea hosts with ACSM. So really bringing the two industry leaders of educational content together. Health and Fitness Summit is an in-person event, as Madeline mentioned, March 7th and 9th in downtown Denver, which has a reputation as an active, fit, and fun city. The focus on this event is really threefold. The first being science to practice. So really taking cutting edge research and education and putting it into an easily digestible format that attendees can take back to their local facilities and implement immediately. The second would be the business of fitness, and that encompasses the full spectrum of business practices from independent trainers all the way up to club management. We feel this is an often overlooked aspect of the industry. Trainers and fitness professionals change lives, but they aren't necessarily business minded. There's nothing better in life than earning a living, doing what you're passionate about, and we want to make sure those two things go hand in hand. And then finally, we have fitness professional focus, and these sessions will focus on the fitness professional rather than the clients or the businesses. And by fitness professional, we mean trainers, instructors, managers, nutritionists, educators, even students looking for a career in the fitness industry. I personally feel there isn't a segment of the fitness industry that wouldn't benefit from being at this event, regardless of your experience or your role. Our session lineup will be announced in just a couple of weeks, mid-November. So I encourage everybody to check out IDEAfit.com/events in a couple of weeks and often thereafter, because I think everyone's going to be able to find some topics that'll speak to them.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that link. We'll put that at the bottom of the screen here in a bit, IDEAfit.com/events. That's where you can see all upcoming and past events. You can also take a look at some of our previous events. We have hyped videos, we have images there, so that you can see that there. Matt, you're unique in that, as I mentioned earlier, you have been with IDEA for many, many years. And, now that you're in the director's chair, having seen conventions, having organized conventions, how do you feel our IDEA events support professional growth?
Yeah. As most probably need to remind their clients, in order to improve, you have to keep pushing your limits. You have to stretch yourself. Regardless of what industry you're in, nobody just woke up one morning knowing how to do that thing. You have to learn it. And the way you learn it is to educate yourself, study it, and then place it into practice. We at IDEA go to great lengths to bring the brightest minds in the industry under one roof. Our education is interactive. People have the ability to share ideas and information with other professionals. There are literally thousands of people with a similar background discussing and debating various aspects of the fitness industry. There's really nothing like it in the world. But just as important as the education are the networking opportunities, from peer-to-peer with companies, brands, clubs looking for trainers. Every part of the fitness industry is representative, and that can open avenues people don't even realize existed.
Absolutely.
And not to oversimplify things, but the two things we make sure that drive every decision we make is whether that decision increases someone's knowledge base and if that decision can help people connect. And when people are connecting on topics they're passionate about, the growth comes in a very organic way.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And two, just to add another layer, it's fun. It's fun to get together with, your peers and find the time and the space to see the people that you don't normally see. The fitness industry is huge, but the people that are on our side of things, it feels like a really small, close-knit group. And that's why I think not only are events so important, but our education that supports our events and our programming, like our mentorship program, and our partnerships all support that connectivity and that networking element. The last thing I want to talk with you about before we go, we just have about a minute left with you. I want to know, in your opinion, what makes IDEA the best? We can't have a show without talking about what makes IDEA the best. And I want to hear it from the person who has been driving all of these big events over the last few years.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and reiterate what you said, but if there's one thing that I want people to know about IDEA events is that they're a whole lot of fun. It's easy to hear the term conference or convention and picture a bunch of people in suits sitting in chairs looking at a stage, but nothing is further from the truth. It's literally thousands of fitness professionals getting together to celebrate their love of fitness and wellness, sweating together, laughing, sharing ideas, throwing high fives, and then meeting new people and getting dinner and drinks at the end of the day. our hotel lobbies are literally packed at night with people that just don't want the day to end. It's where fitness professionals are truly in their element, surrounded by people who feel exactly like they do. The energy and excitement in that building, it's nearly impossible to explain, but once you feel it, you know what I'm talking about. I think it's the reason we have so many people come back year after year and even decade after decade. The education is important, but the energy is addictive.
Absolutely. That is a good line.
I love that.
I love that line.
That is our tagline.
Use that somewhere, somehow. Thank you for offering that, Matt. I would agree. We just, I love the visual of seeing everybody in the lobby way too late / early in the morning for what we have going on those 4 days. And as we get closer to announcing the dates and location for 2025 Idea World, it only fills me with more anticipation and excitement for that event and what that will look like in 2025. Before we get to the big reveal and talking a little bit more about the decisions that went into deciding our location, new host city, and our dates for next year, we have one more trivia question, and I want to thank you, Matt, for joining us, for putting together these incredible events for not only fitness professionals close to our industry to enjoy, but for those interested in joining our industry, because I know that there are unique things for everyone, no matter where they're at in their professional career, to enjoy with our IDEA events. And you put a lot of thought into making that possible. So thank you.
It's truly my pleasure. I love being at those events and getting to interact with our attendees.
It must be a little bit better. Well, I don't know about your perspective, but it must be a little bit better than unloading the truck, huh?
They both have their benefits and drawbacks.
Yeah, I've been in the loading dock in my time before, so I understand. Again, I want to say thank you to you, Matt, before we let you go. We're going to bring you back in just a minute, though, because we want to include you in the announcement of the dates and location. But before that happens, I want our producer to bring up our final question, which is, what is the location of 2025 Idea World? And as we make this announcement, I want to pass it over to our CEO and our owner, Amy Thompson, who should give this announcement to our audience and everybody joining us today. So please, Amy, where are we going next year?
All right, I need a drum roll. 2025 Idea World will take place on July 17th through the 19th in Sacramento, California, our state capital.
Sunny Sacramento. We are so excited to be there. We're talking a little bit about why we feel Sacramento is going to be the best place for 2025 Idea World to be. We hope to see you all there. At this time, you can navigate over to ideafit.com/world. That is where you can opt in to get updates about Idea World. You cannot at this time register for World. That will come very soon, but you can get updates. You can subscribe to email and text updates at the link below. So as we get into this conversation, I want to give Amy the opportunity. I want to give Matt the opportunity to talk about being a part of the team that came to this conclusion. But I also want to make a mention that there is an official announcement on our website, ideafit.com/world, from Amy, just sharing directly what we're about to talk about today. So if you're interested in going over there, you can do so, but stick around and join us. I want to talk a little bit about how what kind of feedback was considered, how many other places were on the list when deciding to do Sacramento, and what decisions did the team consider to get here?
Well, first, I want to thank everyone who had supported us in our pre-pandemic contracts that I've been very transparent in letting people know. We used to book these events 4 years in advance. So up through LA, we were working on contracts that we had booked well in advance of the event. But the landscape's changed a little bit, and so we have more flexibility when booking events. So we really wanted to take our time to collect feedback from all the stakeholders. And those stakeholders are first and foremost our members, but behind that we have our the exhibitors and the suppliers and the attendees, all of the attendees who are coming, all of the VIPs who come. And so we really wanted to pause and consider everyone's feedback. What we heard overwhelmingly from all of those stakeholders is that they were really looking for more affordability and more accessibility. And so what Sacramento offers is you're really like 15 minutes from the airport. It's a short Uber or taxi ride. Everything is walkable. There are restaurants everywhere in downtown Sacramento. The hotels are directly across the street from the convention center, and we're surrounded by nature. And so for the last several years, we've been surrounded by concrete. And this gives us an opportunity to enjoy this gorgeous park that has trees from all over our beautiful state, the river walks, the wineries, the breweries, all the delicious food. We really feel like Sacramento has just a different vibe for us, and something that feels like we're more in nature, more active lifestyle. So that was one of the reasons we were attracted to the city.
Absolutely. Matt, can you tell us what other cities were under consideration, why we felt like Sacramento was the one, aside from some of the things that Amy may have shared?
Yeah, I mean, we sourced dozens of cities, quite honestly, and I won't get into all of them, but the obvious of San Diego, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Long Beach, the list goes on and on and on. And I think Amy and I went to Sacramento, as we went to many places, and there was a point where I think we kind of made this eye recognition and gave each other a fist bump through our eyes. We were like, just really impressed by what they had to offer. As she said, the outdoor space is really unique for us, and we plan on doing programming outdoors and getting people outdoors as part of the program, in addition to just allowing a place for people to eat lunch and sit under a tree and kick back for a minute. So I think Sacramento just offered all the things that we were looking for, somewhat surprisingly even, but when we got there and we got the tour, and I think all of our attendees are going to be just as surprised. I think what's going to be cool is that we're not going to be this small part of this big city thing that's taking place. We're going to own this little campus in downtown Sacramento. The convention center is all ours. The 3 hotels, all within minutes of the convention center, are all ours. So we've got this big campus that's just going to be filled with IDEA attendees and fitness professionals. And obviously, as we expand out into the city at nighttime to explore some of those restaurants and bars and wineries, there's going to be other people around, but it's still going to feel like we're the thing going on in that place at that time. And I'm really looking forward to that part.
I'm looking forward to that too. I hadn't heard that until just now. How exciting. I definitely think that that's kind of the vibe that Idea World brings, no matter what city it's in. Anyways, we are the show when we're in town. But I'm really excited about these outdoor elements, some of the programming. I would agree that in years past, being in just Los Angeles, that we were kind of in that concrete jungle like Amy was talking about. So resetting Idea World, reconsidering it as a fitness festival in Sacramento, and just participating with our community in that way will be incredible. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. We have one more super exciting thing about the program today. Not only are we announcing that Idea World 2025 will be in Sacramento, California, July 17th through 19th next summer, but we are going to give away a free full registration to 2025 Idea World right here on the show. For those, yes, it deserves applause. We're that eager to be at World. We do have some incredible events along the way. We have some milestones we have to hit, but World is our capstone project, if you will. So we were that eager. We wanted someone to join us right away. So that person, I'm happy to announce, is Laura Peterson. Laura opted into our email and text messaging over the last month, and she was entered to win a free full registration. She's been a member of our IDEAfit community for the last 2 years. She works at the Silicon Valley YMCAs. So Sacramento won't be too far of a commute for her to join us. We hope to see Laura there. Laura, we will, if you're watching right now, we will connect with you by email once that registration is available so that you can plan ahead. But mark your calendar for the 17th through the 19th so that you can make it. We want to spend the last couple minutes just responding to any questions from our audience. Again, I want to remind everyone they can go to ideafit.com/world to hear Amy's official announcement, to get updates for 2025 Idea World, and to see a little bit more about Sacramento, about the city, what's there to do, what's it look like if you've never been to Sacramento. We are going to be among nature and in a wine country. So we're looking forward to being there this summer. I want to say thank you to Matt for joining us on the show. We can let you go today. We appreciate your time and your energy. Excited to see you at these events coming soon.
Thank you. Yeah, Madeline, I was going to add, like, one of the beautiful things about Sacramento is for our international travelers, it's very easy to get to via San Francisco or LA or even Seattle, very easy to get to. And as I said, the Sacramento airport is proximal to our event, very, very close. So everything is so close. Everything is going to be, as Matt said, we're going to own the town. It's our campus, which I love.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm excited about that too. We had so many wonderful conversations today, Amy. I'm so glad that we coerced our director of events and our VP of operations for joining us today. But it's so great to introduce these members of our IDEA team to our IDEA community, and for you all watching today to get to know us a little bit better, because we value our community. We want you to know you can reach out to us at any time. These are the people that you're talking to.
And those of you who've been to Idea World or to Personal Trainer Institute, of course, you've met Matt and Phil, but we brought them from behind the camera. We wanted them to be out and share really what we've been working on. And it's nice to hear it from someone else's perspective, not always from myself or from Madeline. So thank you again, Phil and Matt, for joining us and sharing all the exciting things we've been working on for 2024 and 2025.
Absolutely. Wrapping up the show today, we want to thank all of our guests for their time and for their energy, and remind you watching to opt in to get text and email updates for 2025 Idea World in Sacramento, July 17th through 19th at ideafit.com/world. You can join us to hear about upcoming events there. We hope you have enjoyed this episode of the IDEAfit Pro Show live. If you did, we'd love for you to like, comment, and give us a 5-star rating. Be sure to explore IDEAfit's library of episodes featuring insights from top experts and thought leaders across a variety of topics. There truly is something for everyone, as our VP of Ops reminded us. If you have questions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us at content@ideafit.com. The IDEAfit Pro Show is a part of the IDEA Podcast Network. A big thank you to our entire team at IDEA Health and Fitness Association. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved. Reproduction without permission is prohibited.